Hey everybody, I recently got into the Claude design system and it's really, really powerful. And I wanted to show you how easy it is to set up and what's capable when you create it. So first of all, this is a new tool that you can get only through the browser at Claude AI. You click on design and it brings you over to this design system. And I wanted to experiment with this on our parent company brand because our website needed a bit of a refresher. So what you do is you go over to the design systems before you do anything and you can create one. And when you do that, you give it a name, you add anything that you can. In our case, all we did was we dragged in some logos and some screenshots, and we gave it a little bit of a description of the vibe of our brand, of what we wanted to look like, slick, a little bit cool, and modern, etc., on a dark background. And so we explained that sort of thing. And before you know it, it has built you a design system that begins to flesh itself out, and it looks like this. And it has a chat bot on the left side, so you can continue to refine it. But one by one, it produces every type of thing that you might need in your design kit, from logos and fonts, or like at least it like different variations of the logos, fonts, colors, the fact that I wanted it to use this gold. If you don't like any of this, you can always say needs work, and right from here you can chat and refine. Like I didn't like some of the borders or something like that when I was doing this. And you can just go through each of these things. So everything, it has like, it's thought through. It's now got your design kit. And what's very cool about this, even like what a hero could look like. So once you have that in place, you can actually go back, and I'll get into it in a second, but why this is so powerful is it actually creates design files for reuse. But that's a bit more technical. At the very least, just coming back here, you can begin now with that design system to create things. So what the first thing we created was a prototype for our one-page website that we wanted to do. And so you see it's completely on brand. I copied some stuff in here and I gave it some instructions, and it did a pretty great job at this one pager. Had to make some tweaks to it, but this was like the prototype. Again, you can actually edit it quite nicely right from in here. You can comment on it to send comments to the AI, and you can also, draw on it to, I think this is maybe notes for the team or other things that you might want to do. But all that to say, what's cool about this is when you're ready, you can't publish these websites, so you got to then do a little bit more work, but you can download it as a zip. You can download it as just a regular HTML, or even hand it off to Claude Code, which is what I did because I wanted to get a little bit more control over it. And so by the time then I published it, I was really quite happy with it. And there were certain things that you just can't do in Claude Design, but it was great at the prototype. I wanted to add more other logos for our ventures. I wanted to add the team headshots, add a form, and things like that. So that's where I needed to get a little bit more power. And so I took it over to Claude Code, which might be more than some of you might be able to do. But even if it's just a basic website, you can download the HTML and upload it as a zip to a host. But let me just show you the power of this twofold. I was giving a presentation actually later that night, that same day that I made that design kit, which would have taken weeks, made a website, published the website because everyone liked it. I even made this document or this slide deck for a presentation I was giving. Started with what's your problem, and the presentation ended with what's your problem. What was cool about this is it made the slide deck by me importing the documentation, my slides outline, and the design system was applied. This is really pretty powerful. Again, you can edit this in line. You can even present it right from here. I'm not going to say that this is a perfect substitute for PowerPoint or Google Slides, but what I'm saying is it's a great start, and that might be good enough for some of you. I found there was a couple of limitations. In particular, it was a bit of a pain to add images and some other things. So I ended up taking it out as a PowerPoint and actually then taking it into Google Slides. So very, very cool stuff. I want to now show you a couple of other things that is really powerful. So we've made it a tool called TeamCentral, which is available to the public, but it's for all of our organizations are on here. You have a lot of different types of features, including something called a brand bot. The brand bot is trained on the team documentation or the company's documentation the team can access. What's cool about this is that you can actually use this here to create text, on-brand text documentation, or you can download the training documents and use it in your design system of choice. And that's what we were doing. I'm sorry, use it in your chatbot of choice. What you'll also notice is that the design system is also here for download. And this is always synced from, or this is taken from the design system of the Google Design. It's a set of these files that anybody can then download. And so you can attach this chat training as well as the design system to even new chats. So that was already pretty cool. If you don't want to use it in here, this can't create as much. This is a little bit more basic. So that's why if you want to use it in Claude, you might want to take it out to Claude. So that was already pretty neat. But what I decided to do is I wanted to integrate this more deeply. And so what I created was an ability to actually add TeamCentral to your own Claude. You can come in here and you can add it. And when you do that right in Claude through the browser or through the app, you can add a connector. And so if you see, I've added a lot of custom connectors down here, but one of them is TeamCentral. It's as easy as going into your TeamCentral and getting this special link and then coming over here and adding it. And what does that enable you to do? Well, it's actually all these features now in TeamCentral I can interact with in my chatbot of choice. And our team uses Claude. You could also do this in ChatGPT, add this MCP server or this connector. And so now you can list your organizations, you can find contacts, you can list recent meetings, you can get the meeting for reviews, you can schedule, find shared availability, book meetings, you can even send emails right from here. And then, and pertinent to this video, is you can get that brand bot context to create on-brand text and get the design system to create on-brand presentations right from Claude. So let's see what that looks like. We come over here, you can see just at the beginning of a chat, I think up here is like I'm getting that, my organizations, great, this is my organizations, who are my contacts here, okay, awesome. I want to get Joe's info, and I'm gonna create a slide deck for Joe based off of the recent meetings that we had. So I pulled up that meeting earlier. It was with a fellow called Tom, and I wanted to create a draft presentation for him using the design kit. So I got the meeting and I outlined what it got the design kit from all in Claude. And then I was like, okay, build a proposal based off of that meeting, and did that. And then also said create the slides, okay? And so here is the slides that it created using the GSC design system in the tone of GSC using the brand bot context. And you'll see it's completely on brand with the design system that we created. And meanwhile, this is all done while I was driving from Miami yesterday. I created a four slide deck that then from TeamCentral's connector in Claude, I was able to build out and then email to Joe directly from here with a summary of what it is, and we should review it. And then I booked a meeting with him all from here to talk about it on Monday to see if that's what we wanted to send to him. So this is all the power of both going from the design system, having a good design system, bringing it into TeamCentral, which is just like a bonus. You don't have to, but that's the way our team now uses it. And then bringing it into Claude, chatting with it, creating something. And just to show you how different this can look, if different design kits can result in different things. In this case, this resulted in a different brand's potential new offering that we just ideated with the team, turned into a mini one-page website and published all from Claude onto its own temporary URL, or even as like it could be a sort of same URL but like slash client one or proposal one or whatever. Super easy to do, really powerful. This is the power of the new design systems combined with brand documentation. Bonus if you connect it through TeamCentral, that way you can use it all from the beginnings of a chat, like literally just starting connect with my design system, connect with the brand kit, and let's produce something awesome. So really super powerful. I'm glad to share that with you. And let me know if you guys ever want to chat more about this and setting up these types of brand systems and connectors for your organization.